spiritual role of elderhood, reclaiming intergenerational wisdom, alchemical transformation, and spiritual gifts. In the realm of spirituality, certain concepts are often overlooked, forgotten, or misunderstood. One such concept is both profound and urgent for our times, and that is the concept of elderhood, particularly as it's understood in indigenous, shamanic, and spiritual traditions. Elderhood transcends mere aging. It is a spiritual state that connects individuals to hidden realms, ancestral knowledge, and the forces that shape the destinies of the living. Central to the spiritual role is the concept of the unrelenting alchemist, an elder who embodies the transformative power of wisdom and divine connection. The time has come to reclaim the profound spiritual gifts of the elders, particularly their unique role as mediators between the seen and the unseen realms. This video will explore the need to honor the wisdom of the elders, the alchemical transformation they embody, the crown connection between the top of their heads and the divine, and the importance of spiritual gifts which convey messages to those they are most familiar with, those elders and spirit guides. In many indigenous cultures, the elders are those who have lived many years, but they are spiritual leaders, healers, and guides whose connection to the spirit world is cultivated over a lifetime. Through their spiritual practices, they maintain a direct channel to the divine, often communicating with spirit teams, groups of ancestors, nature, spirits, and divine beings that influence the destinies of individuals and communities. This ability to mediate between the physical world and the unseen realms is an essential function of elderhood. The elder's role is not just to preserve the knowledge of their people, but to ensure that the spiritual, emotional, and physical lives of their community remain aligned with the cosmic order. The process of elderhood itself is deeply connected to what is often referred to as, for my purposes, the unrelenting alchemist. This term captures the elder's capacity to continually transmute experiences, both personal and communal, into spiritual gold. The unrelenting alchemist is someone who, throughout their life, has undergone spiritual challenges and transformations, many painful and challenging, that strip away the ego and align them more fully with God. Through ritual, sacrifice, and devotion, the elder refines themselves, becoming a living vessel for divine messages and guidance. Their alchemical journey is a lifelong process of shedding the material self, embracing the spiritual truths that will ultimately serve the community and the world at large, which they should remain tapped in with at all times. The elder's spiritual gifts are linked to an even deeper process of transformation, which is reflected in the connection between the top of their head, the crown chakra, and the divine. In many traditions, the top of the head is seen as the gateway to higher spiritual realms, a direct connection to cosmic forces. For the elder, this crown connection is particularly potent, as their long years of spiritual practice and initiation have opened them to divine insight. It is said that as elders age, their crown chakra becomes more attuned to higher frequencies, and through this, they access wisdom that is not available to the younger generations. The crown connection facilitates communication with spirit teams and ancestors, allowing the elder to receive direct guidance from those in the hidden realm and the unseen world who are familiar with them. Through this channel, messages that are vital for the community's well being, destiny, and spiritual health are conveyed. The importance of elders as spiritual mediators extends beyond the typical understanding of aging and wisdom. In many traditions, it is believed that spirits, particularly ancestral spirits and nature spirits, are more likely to communicate with those they have known or are familiar with, like the elders, who have lived their lives in close relationship with these spirits and possess the unique ability to hear and interpret their message. It is not just that the elders are wise due to their experiences. They are spiritually attuned and they are able to understand the messages that the spirits convey because of the years of trust and a relationship built between them. This bond is sacred, and it is through the connection that the elder can mediate the messages and they can give guidance, they can give protection, and they can help to understand the unfolding of destinies. In many indigenous cultures, elders have an essential role in maintaining spiritual balance. Their ability to communicate with spirit teams allows them to receive important revelations regarding the collective path of the community. These revelations may relate to everything from crop cycles and weather patterns to matters of personal healing and community harmony. The elder, who has cultivated this spiritual relationship over the course of their life, is able to interpret these messages and act as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. It is through their connection, definitely through their crown chakra and their ongoing alchemical process, the elder is able to channel these messages with greater clarity, ensuring that the community stays aligned with the spiritual laws of the universe. The disconnection between modern society and the spiritual role of elders has left many communities bankrupt and spiritually adrift. The industrialization and urbanization have taken hold, and the respect for elderhood, especially as spiritual mediators, has waned over time. The elderly is seen primarily through a secular lens, concerned with life experience or worldly knowledge, rather than as spiritual guides who hold deep connections to the unseen forces shaping the world at large. This shift has created a spiritual void in which the wisdom of elders, including their alchemical abilities and their capacity to communicate and transform with the spirit world, is largely being ignored. Without this guidance, many individuals and communities struggle to find direction, healing, or purpose. It is thus the youth that are being cut off from their spiritual gifts. And so the role of elders as spiritual leaders is ultra important in this matter, as particularly as an unrelenting alchemist, because they see the world around them through the spiritual practices, and thus this will bring new light to the importance of elderhood. As spiritual alchemists, the elders are not passive recipients of knowledge, but active transformers who use their connection to the divine to guide others. And this should not be overlooked because the ongoing transformation is for the benefit of the community. The insights they provide, often in the form of direct spiritual revelations, can help guide individuals, families, and whole communities through times of crisis, conflict, and growth. Moreover, honoring the crown connection between the elder's head and the divine is essential in recognizing that their spiritual gifts are of most benefit to the middle-aged, the youth, and other generations that are to follow them as they particularly die and age out. For the elder, this connection is not just theoretical, but is a living, breathing link to higher realms of wisdom. As such, elders are uniquely positioned to receive messages from these spirit teams, these ancestors, these divine beings who act as guardians of the community's destiny, even if they are in the hidden realm. Thus, these abstract teachings are important guidance that can help shape the decisions of the individuals and the collective at large. Thus, we should reconnect with the spiritual gifts of the elders to create a harmonious relationship between generations. Just as intergenerational wealth can be lost monetarily, it can also be lost spiritually if we turn away from our elders. And so we must continue to consult the elders for their way to mediate between the physical and the spiritual. And the bond between them and the spirit world is the most precious and transformative relationship that we could honor. For it is through this connection that destinies are shaped, healing occurs, and balance is restored. Thus, these individuals are tour guides, and thus, elderhood is not about aging. It is a sacred role entrusted to individuals in tune with the divine, the ancestors, and the spirits who influence the world. Thus, the elder, as unrelenting alchemists, can transform journeys through spiritual practice, sacrifice, and devotion. They become a vessel for divine wisdom to those who come behind them. Thus, the elders are able to use their communications with the spirit teams to convey the messages that come through so that those who have a life path can see the path more clearly and understand as they then grow and become the future elders so that we have balance and guidance given to our communities. If you like this message, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, welcome aboard to Safe Space. If you're returning, I'm glad that you're back. In the name of the Most High God, I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance, blessings and protection as you so deserve. In the name of the Most High God, I once again implore you to not look aside the knowledge of elderhood.